Okay, so this is what it looks like. I basically got to the point where now this is a Chromebook. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy Chromebook 2 here. So again, this will work with Chromebook. It'll work with, because it's web-based. It's a web-based Android Flash tool. I'm gonna link everything you're gonna need in the description of this video. It is very self-explanatory. Anybody can do it. My 12-year-old daughter could do it. I mean, it's basically 3 or 4 clicks and you go, and it looks like you go. Again, I didn't do it last night, but I got it just to the point where it started to flash. All you do is you pick your device, you plug your device in. Now this automatically detected my device, so I don't even think you need to select your device, but you are going to have to plug it in. Make sure you're using a very good cable. I would use the cable your device came with. If you don't have the cable your device with, make sure you're using a good cable. This is like a $20 cable. It's a Thunderbolt 4 cable. It allows for like 20 gigabits or 40 gigabits a second transfer speeds. Now this device doesn't have Thunderbolt on here, but it does have USB Type-C. So what we're going to do is plug it in. It's going to ask for ADB access. It'll ask you. Now I did not have to download any extras on the side. These newer devices, newer computers, if you have a computer that's maybe 1-2 years old, maybe 3 years old, you should have the USB plug-in that it was asking for, because it asked if I had it, it checked it, and I did. So I didn't have to download anything. It's all web-based. So what we're going to do, let me zoom out a little bit. It will ask for ADB. You will have to go into your, let's do this real quick. See here? Okay. All right, check this out. So you're going to have to go into here, scroll all the way down. You're going to have to go to About Phone. Now you're going to have to start, you're going to have to tap build number about 7 times. I'm already a developer, so it should be here, developer options. It's going to tell you to do this. Make sure you turn it on. It's going to ask you to click this. So make sure OEM unlocking is on. Now it'll briefly, from what it says, briefly unlock your bootloader to flash the OTA. However, you should not have to unlock your bootloader to flash an OTA, because when you get it over the air, it does not unlock your bootloader. You will for sure going to have to unlock your bootloader if you're flashing a factory image. I believe it could be, again, it's been years since I've done this, but we're about to find out here in just a second. And then it'll definitely have to have USB debugging on, because that means when you plug your cable into your phone and you plug it into the computer, that's the giving the phone and or computer permission to communicate between the two devices. So I got all those checked off. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Let me zoom out a little bit here to 1x, and then we can get it started. So you basically take, I got a call, hang on. Sorry about that. I got a phone call in the middle of recording. I hate when that happens. I forget to put it on airplane mode. Okay, so let me adjust this a little bit. I had to take the phone out. Let's adjust it right about here. Let me get some light in here. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to plug this into the phone. I think this has 2 USB outlets here. Let's plug it in right there, and then let's plug the other end into the device. Now I'm going to keep screen on just so it won't go black. I always did that in the past, flashing stuff. You can do that in the system, developer options, and then where is it? Keep screen. See, there was one bug. I found a bug in Android 14 beta 3. It shows 0 gigabytes of memory used of RAM, which is obviously false. And then another bug I found was every time I reboot the device, I always turn my animations off all the time. Now they're off now, but every time you reboot the phone, this animations would turn to 1x. But those are the only 2 bugs I have found in Android 14 Beta 3, but hopefully the 3.1 we're flashing changes all that, and we get the June security patch with the custom wallpapers and stuff. So I always tend to choose that when flashing, just so the screen stays on and I know what's going on. Sometimes you don't really want to touch it when it's doing its thing. There's been a time in the past where I picked the phone up, I was using a cheap cable, and it wiggled in here and it lost connection and it bricked my phone. Now, when using these good cables, that doesn't really tend to happen. So please, again, very important, use a very good cable. So let's go ahead and plug this in. So you got that on, all that good stuff is on. So we're going to plug it in, and the computer should pick up the device. Now, what we're going to do, see, it's asking, the phone picked up the computer, but now we need the computer to pick up the device. So I'm going to allow ADB access. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, maybe 1.5, just so y'all can see the screen. Focus on the screen there. Okay, allow access. Now, it picked it up automatically last night when I was toying around with this. Let's see. Yeah, see, here we go. Pixel 7 Pro's, the Cheetah's the internal name. Here's the ID where the computer picks it up. It says it's connected. Now, let me go on the phone and make sure. Well, it says it's connected, so we shouldn't have any. I was gonna say, sometimes if you have trouble showing that it's connected, let's say you connect your device with the cable, but it does not say connected. What you're gonna have to do is go on your phone, and you're gonna want to hit. Okay, that's debugging is on, so that's connected. But I'm saying if yours doesn't pick up, what you can do is tap this button right here, file transfer. Okay, because it's going to send that file, that OTA, through the cable into your phone. Mine's already connected, but if your phone doesn't pick up, hit that pull down, and it's going to be this, and then you're going to touch for file transfer if your computer doesn't pick it up. But ours already did. So now let's see. I'm hoping it does not wipe my phone. If it does, oh well. But we're both about to find out. So it's connected. Okay, so now selected build. This build was the build I chose last night. Before I chose this, underneath your connected device, it'll show you the latest beta build for Android 14, which is 3.1. It'll give you the latest Android 13 beta build, which is the QPR 3.2, I believe. It'll list it here. And then it'll list the latest public release stable build down here. So you'll have 3 options to choose from, all the latest builds. And then underneath that, it'll give you previous builds. And it'll give you between a choice of the previous beta builds and previous public builds, stable releases. So this is really cool. It gives you a ton of stuff to basically choose from. Now, this was on last night. Let's see. This was on last night. These 4. I don't want to wipe my device, so I deselected that because it says factory reset device cleaning all user data. This will not overwrite any factory, what does it say? I can't even read that far. Any factory fused settings or calibrations. I don't care. I don't want to wipe the device. So I'm unclicking that. Now, force flash all partitions, meaning your modem, your kernel, your, all that stuff, the partitions that are inside the phone. I'm going to deselect it, because it says flash all partitions that are part of the build, even if they are up to date. Bootloader, radio, and like I said, modem. And now check it out. It says as well as force a wipe. I do not want to wipe my device. I want it just like an over-the-air update. That doesn't wipe your device. Now, it'll flash the partitions it needs to, but it'll keep the partitions the same, that because the radio might be the same, because it's a minor incremental update. If we were going from Android 13 to Android 14, you might have to do that because the modem's probably going to be different, the radio's probably going to be different, the kernel's probably going to be different. So since we're just doing a very small incremental update and I don't want my device wiped, I'm going to deselect that. Make sure you always look at these little question marks and read in detail. Let's see, did I have that one on? Let's see, disables DM Verity during flashing on devices, it supports it. I think that's just like a security check and making sure that the build will flash to this device. I already know it will, so I'm going to disable it. I already know this is the one that's supposed to go on it. It'll basically a fail-safe stop, so it won't flash it if it's not for your device, but I know this one's for my device. Disable verification. Disables, I had that off. Skip secondary, I had that off. This will flash secondary partitions. Don't worry about that. So let me my wife's calling me again. Hang on. All right, my goodness, I apologize about that. Phone calls when I'm recording. Okay, so let's deselect that. So I basically, now I want my bootloader locked because I'm not doing any modification. The bootloader is like the security strap, like a seatbelt for your operating system or your ROM. An unlocked bootloader has potential security risks. It's just safer to have your bootloader locked. I'm going to say lock my bootloader, lock the device bootloader after flashing. I want it locked. And here's the other reason I don't want to keep it unlocked, because if you unlock your bootloader, that wipes your whole phone, basically, of everything. Your pictures, your text messages, your apps, the data that's on there, your Gmail account that's signed in. If you unlock your bootloader, it'll wipe your device. So I want to keep this locked, right? Okay. So it looks like we're good to go. I don't want to wipe the device. I don't want to flash all the partitions because it says it's going to force a wipe of your data at the end. I don't want to do any of these. I just want to have the over-the-air update. I just want to force the update to the phone, and I want to keep my bootloader locked. Now, we'll see if it wipes my phone. I'm hoping it does not unlock the bootloader, flash the update, and then relock it, because that'll wipe my phone. So we're about to find out right now. Again, never used this before, and I thought it'd be a great time to make a video so we can all kind of check this out. This is not a well-known deal, and this is cool because it's all web-based. You don't have to download any programs or anything. So let's go. Install build. Confirm and install Pixel 7 Pro. That's mine right there. And then we got the latest beta Android 14 build 3.1 right here, as you can tell. And then here is the build number at the moment. And this says lock because we're going to have the bootloader locked after flashing. Now, it says during the installation process, Lord have mercy. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Y'all see why I record in my car a lot, because there's always something going on here. A cat screaming down the house, or my wife calling me nonstop. So that's all good. All right, let's get this done. As I was saying, we got the device up here, build right here. And now it says during the installation process, do not interact with the device unless instructed to do so by this page. Do not unplug your device. This will brick your device, meaning it probably won't even turn on. So plug it in, and that's why I like to go into the developer settings and do the screen on while it's plugged in, just so I can see the device. I can see what's going on with it. Sometimes when it goes black, you don't know what the hell's going on. You know, in the past I've sat staring at my phone for like an hour, wondering what's going on. So it says warning: installing an image may require erasing all data. Great. From the device, and unlocking the bootloader will make your device less secure. That's why I chose to keep mine locked. Like I was saying, if you have a unlocked bootloader, it'll not only wipe your device of all data, it'll also make it less secure, meaning, oh, plus I think Google Pay and stuff like that won't work with an unlocked bootloader. I think so. They may have updated it again. I may be wrong. I haven't flashed ROMs and done all that in years. So I know in the past when Google Pay first came out, they would not work with an unlocked bootloader. But we are locking ours. Now it says maybe possible store certain backed up Google account apps and their associated data will be uninstalled. Okay. So, well, let's give it a try. If it wipes the data, it wipes the data, and I'll just have to start over on this device. I hope it does not, but let's find out. Confirm. Allow notifications. License. Okay, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Accept. Okay, preparing your device. Oh, shit. Factory reset required. A wipe is required in order to lock the device. Do you want to continue? Oh, boy. Hang on. Alright, we're back. I was trying to decide if I wanted to wipe the device or not. I really don't want to, but I'm already going to upload this to YouTube, so I can't, I guess, back out of it now. It is my secondary phone, so I do have a main phone, so what the hell, let's go. So, as you can tell, the phone looks like it's going to reboot as it's going to flash the... let's zoom into the phone here. And what it's basically doing is unlocking the bootloader so it can flash that image onto the device. Now, it looks like it needs a step from me. Let's see. What does it say here? Reselect your device. It put it into bootloader mode. It says, okay, so check it out. It says, when a device changes modes for the first time, you must select it again. To continue, reselect your device from the browser menu. It may have a different name, such as Android. If your device does not appear in the browser menu, you may need to disconnect and reconnect the cable again. Okay. You should not have to interact with the device screen or buttons. Okay, so that's what I was wondering about, because sometimes in the past you would have to manually put the device into bootloader mode or fast boot mode, which is what it's in now. So we'll just say reselect the device, and then it pops up on here already. Okay, and then we'll hit connect. Unlock bootloader. Okay, now we're gonna hit start, and then I'll send us back to the phone. So what the device is doing now is it's unlocking the bootloader. Please follow the steps on the device screen to unlock the device. You may need to use the volume buttons to navigate the list of options. Okay, I thought it just told me that I'm not going to have to touch the device, but be very careful. You don't want to disconnect. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit, it'll say you hit the power button if you do not want to unlock the bootloader, which is basically exiting the update process, or they have not changed this in years, so I'm glad, because or if you want to continue forward, you simply press the volume keys or select a different menu. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. Now, see that changed to unlock the bootloader, and then we're going to hit enter or the power button. There we go. And it's doing its thing. So gently put it back down. The computer screen is doing something again. Let's see what we got going on over here. Now you can tell device bootloader, you see right there, it says unlocked. Okay, now let's go over here to the computer screen, and it'll give you an update of what it's doing, where it's at. and it is downloading the software. We have fairly fast internet here. I think we have 400 megabits a second. So it's fairly fast, not gigabit speed, but it's certainly not too slow. And it's basically just downloading that 2.64 gigabyte file. So for those of you that were wondering, it looks like there's no way around, and if I'm wrong, please somebody comment in the, or please make note of it in the comment section. But I just went through the whole setup process, getting this rolling. I don't believe there's a way to do this without wiping the device, because I went through all the settings as we were getting it set up and ready, and I simply, tried to choose every one that's tried to deselect every option that told me it was going to wipe the device. So it doesn't look like you can get around it, unfortunately. If you absolutely have to have the update, or you just got a new device, or you don't mind backing up your stuff, updating it, and then putting apps back on there, it's not that much of a pain in the ass like it has been in the past. I mean, a lot more of your items, messages, all your pictures, if you have it set up properly, are backed up into the cloud anyways. So it is a pain in the butt. I'd rather not have to reset up the device, but it should restore it from a backup. I did choose to back up the settings of my device last night because I know I'm doing this video today, and just in case it did wipe it, I knew that I could, restore everything back on there. So it looks like this update process is pretty quick. It already downloaded this new update, installing the new update. You can tell it was flashing the new kernel. Now, rebooting device into user space fast boot. So let's see what it's doing on the device, because the phone is changing screens every so often. Oh, look at that, we're back into fast boot. Okay, what does it say here? Still installing software. Wonder if I can zoom in anymore. What does it say here? Reboot system. Now, I'm just obviously going to wait to see what the computer says, because it should be pretty easy here. It looks like it is about halfway through. It's a huge update file. See, it kind of is tricky. Again, I haven't done this in years, so in the past you can install ADB debugging. I think that's how you get around the wiping the device. Is this Android flashing tool? You can install an OTA or the factory image through this web-based flashing tool. Or if you want to go the old school route, you can download Android debugging on your computer, open up a terminal, and then do it the manual way. Update your phone with the OTA image, not the factory image. But if you install your OTA update image on your device through Android debugging and or aka ADB, you can install the update without wiping your device, and that's what I should have done. Now looking back at it, but I've never used this before, so I guess it's good to try it out. And again, this is a secondary phone, so it's not like it's a major bummer. This is my primary phone. Got all my stuff on here, files, everything. It is a secondary phone, so it's not a huge loss or a huge bummer. But and again, I did want to put something out there. Now you can find some, while this finishes up here in the last few seconds, if you want to, it says your bootloader must be locked to complete the process. Yes, we want to lock it. If you want to download, please follow the steps on the screen. Okay, let's see here. If you want to download, if you want to go the other route, ADB route, I'm going to put a link in the description. It'll want you to download the whole Android developer kit, preview kit. It'll walk you through it. I'll put some links in the description. but you can get around it by installing the minimal ADB kit. You don't have to download and install the whole developer's kit because it is a fairly big file size. I think the minimal ADB kit that you install on your device is maybe 5 megabytes compared to like, you know, a gigabyte or 2. I'll put links in the description for you all if you're interested in doing that. So what we're going to do here is let's follow the on-screen instructions. So do not lock the bootloader. That's in. We want to lock it, so we're going to change the option with the volume button here. See, now it switched to lock the bootloader. Yes, we want to lock it. And then you simply hit the power button, and then it'll finish up. So, unfortunately, it looks like the Android flashing tool is very handy. It's very nice, very easy, as you can tell. However, it does wipe your device. So, again, I will post. Says locked. As you can tell, device status locked. That doesn't mean network from carrier, because again, this is from Google, so it's not from T-Mobile or Verizon. When it says locked right there where my finger is, that's talking about the actual bootloader on the device is locked, not the network. It's network unlocked. But let's see what the computer says now. It says locked device. Okay, we did that. So let's hit done. Whoops. I'm trying to focus my camera. I apologize. Okay, got it on tripod. So done. It says install complete. The build has been successfully installed. It is now safe to unplug your device. Okay, now it is still in the bootloader screen, so let me show you how to get out of that in case you're interested in doing this. Okay, you see the phone. Now they did say it is okay to unplug it. It's now safe to unplug. So what we're gonna do, I'll just leave it plugged in, I don't care. So what we are going to do is, let's see, should have a reboot. Now it says, now you can always review this too. Product revision, Cheetah, that's the device. A bootloader version, Cloud Ripper, that's cool. Baseband, serial number, secure boot, production, RAM 12 gigs, UFS 256, boot slot A, that's where it boots from. Let's see, they have a slot A and slot B. Reason, reboot, bootloader, UDART disabled. So we're in fast boot mode. Now here's the options you can scroll through. And you can do either one. You can do volume down or volume up, and then this is enter. So you can either start the device, you can restart the bootloader, so basically reboot the phone, but it goes back onto this screen. You can boot it into recovery mode, which is like a, well, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like a boot where that you can go to flash stuff, or a recovery where you can, I think, like clear the cache, clear the data and stuff like that. Rescue mode, which is like a safe mode. Barcode, which you can, the carriers or whoever can scan it. Or you can power it off, which I don't want to do either. I just want to start it. So we'll go back there, we'll hit yes, and it should have the latest version of Android with the June security patch. Now, this will have Android 14 beta 3.1. It should be a brand new device. Again, it was wiped, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. Yeah. So, I won't drag this video on too long. I'm gonna mess around with the device, check out some of the features, test it. Now, again, on Android 14 beta 3, before this update, I had the fingerprint scanner that worked perfectly. I had the share button that worked perfectly. Now there were 3 bugs. There were the 2 that I showed you on the beginning of this video. In the developer options, it showed 0 RAM, and whenever I rebooted it, it rebooted it back with animations, even when I turned them off. And the one other bug is if you scroll, when you're on your home screen, if you scroll to the left and you pull your feed over, your Google feed on the screen, now you know you have those news stories that you can scroll up and down. there's a little share button on every one of those news stories. Well, the third bug I found is when you hit that share button on a story on Google Feed, it would not share it. You would touch the button and nothing would happen. Now, you can touch the story will open up in Google Chrome, and then you can share it from there. That would work, the share button, but the share button in the Google Feed from the home screen would not work. So I could live with it. It wasn't a big deal, but I did want to test out the latest Android version 14 beta 3.1, so that's why I'm doing this and putting a video out for Android Flash Tool. But you will get this Android beta program pop up when you are on the beta program, and you have to hit OK. And we will set it up as a new device. And I forgot I had eSIMs in here. Oh God! So it'll wipe your eSIM as well. I had dual eSIMs in here, and I did not even think about that. Great. So now I'm gonna have. Please be wary of that. If you have an eSIM, it'll wipe it. I didn't even think of that. I did not have a physical SIM. So now I'm going to have to re-download new eSIMs and all this crap. So unfortunately, it looks like this will be a pain in the ass, but I did it for YouTube video, I guess. So whatever, I'll deal with that. And but at least y'all know how to deal with this. Again, if you want to flash this is without losing data, don't go this route. Go the Android ADB route, where you install Android ADB debugging on your computer, Windows or Mac, and then you open up a terminal, and then you basically link your phone and a computer with a cable, and then you type in some commands. It's very easy. Commands are easy. There's very detailed and simple instructions on the XDA website on how to flash. Basically download the OTA zip file, and then you store it on your computer, and then you open up a terminal, and then you basically command ADB to flash that downloaded update, that zip file. You command it to flash it to your device. Now your device has to be in bootloader or in fast boot mode, but it's only a couple clicks on your device, so it's very, very easy. But I'll link all that in the description to get y'all set up for that. But this was very interesting, and I'm glad I could at least put this out. So hopefully this will help one or two of y'all. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment, and I will do my best to help y'all out. Peace. Okay, and just to add this on to the end of the video, I did just fly through the setup process. I did not sign in. I just hit skip. Didn't even put my fingerprint in. Skip. I had two eSIMs in here. I had a Verizon eSIM, and I also had a Mint Mobile eSIM. Now, the Mint Mobile and Verizon eSIM, let's see, go to settings. They both magically reappeared. As you can tell, Verizon and Mint Mobile, both on there, they both magically, and I have not restored my data or anything. I think they could tell that the eSIM stays on the device electronically, and even if you factory reset your device, it will stay on there. Now, you can delete your eSIM and that will wipe it, but now looking at it, now that it's back and makes phone calls and text messages, I'm assuming they stay on there, your eSIM, until you wipe the device. Until you wipe the eSIM data off of your device, it'll stay on there. But I also wanted to test the remember those two bugs I was telling you about on the let's test this. Let's go to system, developer options. Still showing 0 memory, when obviously there should be some memory. I'm using RAM. Even after 1 day of usage, no RAM, so that's an obvious bug. Now, I set my animations to 0. Oh, you know what? Let's check the share button here, because this right here would not work. If you hit that, nothing would happen. Now, you can click on the story and then hit the share button, it'll work, but when it's in your feed, it would not work. So let's try it right now. Yeah, it'll work. Because on Android 14 beta 3, it wouldn't even come up with this screen. Let's just try select an option. Yeah, I guess it'll work. So that's cool. What else? My fingerprint. Now I haven't put my fingerprint in, but it worked on the last beta 3, Android 14 beta 3, so it should work here. Now let me reboot it. So the memory loss or not showing up is still there, but let's reboot it real quick. And oh, let me show you my animations real fast. Sorry. Developer options. Now turn that off. OEM unlocking, allow the bootloader to be unlocked. I don't want it to be unlocked, so I turn that off to keep it locked. And let's go down to animations. I turned animations off, but I want to show you. Okay, see right here, animations off makes the phone feel very, very fast, like a Corvette. Okay, so let's restart it, and then we'll check. Whoops, damn it, I powered it down. Sorry. No problem, we'll just power it right back up, but we'll check to see if the bugs were fixed that I was experiencing. So the share button was fixed. The memory in the developer options was not fixed, but let's see if the animations bug was fixed. Okay. Yes. Yes. So let's go to settings. Now to let you know, where are we at? I am on, after installing it, June update. So we're on 3.1, but let's check to see if this bug was fixed, because it would turn my animations back on every time I rebooted the device. Oh, they remained off, so that was fixed. Because every time I rebooted it, the animations would be back at 1x. So you would, after I always keep them off, but Android 14 beta 3, when I reboot the device, it would put it back on 1x. So they fixed that. So the only thing that still remains that I was experiencing was this right here, memory 0. Now let's go into settings real quick and see if memory if it won't show you RAM like it does with Samsung settings, does it? It'll just give you storage. It won't give you storage and RAM. So interesting. So these stock apps are 1.6 gigabytes. Wow. Is there any other place to check for memory? Let's do this real quick and I'll get you out of here. Memory. Okay, so it is in developer options. So our memory right there, and then let's go to this one. I have no idea where that's located at. Oh well, it's not a big deal. It'll get fixed. Now it's obviously using memory because the phone wouldn't boot or work if it wasn't using any. It's just not reporting any RAM. This is RAM. This is not your SSD or your main storage. This is the RAM, but that'll get fixed with the build, with the public release. So no big deal. All right, y'all, just wanted to report what it's like after the update, and all is good so far. So we'll check y'all later. Peace.